Oh, flip it around. How's it going? How's it going? Hey, this is Nick, and this is Harrison.
Hi, everybody.
When Inspections, and I just wanted to do a quick video because a lot of my clients and buyers, if they're first timers, they get really confused on what the bank orders an appraisal, but they think it's an inspection. And you have the option to hire a home inspector, which a lot of people do, and it's a really good idea. And I'll just give you a little quick, or Harrison's going to give you a quick idea on what he does versus what an appraiser does. There you go.
All right, thanks, Nick. Yeah, that's a question I get asked a lot too. What's the difference between a home inspection and an appraisal? We don't do appraisals, of course. We're only a home inspection company, so I don't know a whole lot about exactly what you should expect from an appraisal on the specifics. But the main emphasis on an appraisal is...
Well, I'll tell you real quick, just so people aren't confused.
Okay.
This is what an appraiser does. They spend most of their time on the computer researching the house, the area, and the value. They come to the house to make sure that it's up to the whatever the loan's guidelines are, but they're in and out in like 15 minutes. They check to make sure the water's working and that there isn't any significant noticeable damage, and they're gone.
Right, exactly. So in no way are they really inspecting to really any degree. They're assessing the value of the house. That's the overall purpose of an appraisal, is to say this property is worth this much money. That is one thing you'll notice in an inspection we don't even touch. It's not what we're here to do. That's why we have appraisals, is to determine what the property value is. The inspection is more assessing the structural, condition of the house, functional systems and their required maintenance, like HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and any lack thereof of maintenance, and then any safety items. Those three main categories kind of give you an overall snapshot of the condition of the house that you're buying, in comparison to, we kind of give you a rough comparison to what the average for the age, size, and quality of the house you're buying is, and that kind of helps people make educated decisions as far as what they're going to have to invest in their new house.
So about how long do you spend, like you're doing an inspection right now for me at a house that we have under contract. How long do you typically spend inspecting a house?
Anywhere between 2 and 4 hours, and there are quite a few variables that'll play into how long exactly it takes. Obviously, the smaller the house is, the shorter it tends to be. But one thing that can really play a big role in how long it takes is how accessible the different areas of the home that we have to inspect are. For example, we see our electrical panel here in the garage. Very easy for me to get to. Actually, it was missing 3 of the screws, so it was even quicker to get the panel cover off. But, all jokes aside, if there's, a lot of garages, people tend to store quite a bit of things in. If there's a giant pile of stuff in front of this, it takes me 10 minutes just to get to it. Now we're, every wasted minute starts adding up to quite a bit of time. So between 2 and 4 hours on average, the buyer, our client, is always welcome to attend, and then when that happens, it tends to go a little bit longer as well, because there's a lot of talking back and forth, a lot of explaining, a lot of getting more value for your money. So those of you that are wondering whether you should attend an inspection or not, please attend if you can make it. Almost everybody gets a lot more out of it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and things that look frightening on an inspection report, if it hasn't been explained to you in person, sometimes are pretty insignificant. And then some things may just go right by you that are actually pretty important. So it's important to be there and have a conversation with your inspector if you're buying a house, right?
Yes, absolutely. There you go. Okay. I do this every day, and so I've got a pretty good gauge, good feel for what's normal, what's average, what's outside of the norm. What we don't give cost estimates. That's for something you should consult a contractor in whatever specialized field the issue applies to. But general gauge on, hey, this is something that tends to be pretty expensive, or, oh, hey, I know this looks like a big deal, but it's actually really easy to fix. Those types of things are really easily hashed out in person, and I find people get a lot more out of it that way.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it. Handshake on camera. All right. And then one more thing to add about inspections. So they are completely optional when buying a house. They are very recommended. And it's also a good leverage point too if you're finding a bunch of crap that's going wrong with the property. you can back out or you can renegotiate, and you can use that inspection report as justification to get a price reduction or get items repaired. So hopefully that was a little educational for you if you have never bought a house before and if you're curious about the inspection process. It's optional and definitely recommended.